They're the Conbini boys. They're the Conbini boys. They're the Conbini boys.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Matt, how's it going?
It's going okay here, Mike. It's been a bit of a tough week over here, but personal things going on. But
Yeah.
otherwise, it's been just fine here in Boston. What's going on over in Kurobe?
Yeah, man, not much here as well. It's really sorry to hear about, about your cat, and I know that how much y'all loved him. So I know it's had to been a tough week for you guys. Over here, we got Leo coming. He's starting preschool tomorrow, so that's really exciting.
Huge.
And then one big
Free,
thing.
by the way.
Well, once he gets to 3, then it'll be free.
Once he
Yeah,
gets
that's
to,
right.
okay. So if
Yeah,
any
but
politicians are listening,
yeah,
I got a coworker paying $1,700 a month for daycare.
it's freaking ridiculous.
2-year-old.
Absolutely,
You got to be
ridiculous.
rich to have a kid in Boston.
It's absolutely.
What are we
ridiculous.
doing about this? Nothing.
You got all that
I guess we have that
marijuana
child tax credit.
money.
That's
Yeah.
right. Massachusetts is flush with
Yeah.
cash for marijuana.
Yeah, let's help out with the child care. Yeah.
Anyway,
But besides that, kind of a really big bit of news hit here around the Kurobe area, Matt. I don't think I told you about this yet. We actually got a Domino's pizza, Matt. I know that I
that's
told
pretty
you.
interesting.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's big. Big. Until now we just had 10-4, which had not the greatest pizza. Now we got a true Domino's pizza in the town over. So I've
Hold on.
been making use of that.
Let's talk pricing here real quick. What are we talking about? What was your last order? How much did it cost?
All right, I got 2 large pizzas,
Whoa.
a side of wings,
Wow.
and let's see, we got some chicken, we got some fries, we got like a rice bowl. It's an item that they have over here, and the pizzas are half off because we went and picked them up. It was $68. $68.
Holy shit.
$68.
$68 for 2 pizzas and some chicken wings?
And some other sides, yeah. And it would have been, if we didn't pick it up, it would probably have been $85 or something like that. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
How big were these large pizzas?
Not what you would consider big, General sized pizzas, I think is how maybe you'd call them.
We've talked about this before, but
Yes, we have.
This is run by the Yakuza. There's no way that the pizza industry is not owned by mob bosses.
Yeah. Yeah.
The money they must be making off of that. I'll tell you what, Mike, Domino's actually had to delete the app because their Friday deals were so tempting. I'd get that push notification. I'd be on the website. Instant. But you get 2 pizzas and a side for like $18.
Oh, God. Literally a fifth of the price. A quarter of the price. Maybe a third of the price, regardless.
You gotta just make your own pizza. It's really easy. Oh, do you have an oven?
That's the thing, Matt. There's a monopoly on ovens in
This
Japan.
is
I
another.
think
This is also part of the scheme. This is why families don't have ovens in Japan. It's because these mob bosses know that once everybody gets an oven, the game's up.
That's right. That sweet pizza money is that dough, Matt, is drying up. I agree. It's a racket. It's one of the great rackets, and we've covered it extensively. But it's truly a shame. But all that being said, Matt, I'm quite happy with the development. Having a Domino's right on the town, right over the side. They even deliver here. We're in the range, so it's huge.
All right. Well, congratulations on that. Looking forward to hearing updates on the Domino's pizza that you'll be purchasing.
Yes.
All right, Mike. Let's jump into some Conbini action. We got a lot to cover as normal this week. Actually, it's kind of a bit lighter.
A little bit light.
But it was April Fools recently, Mike, and
yes, it was.
The Conbini, they were up there playing some April Fools tricks. Family Mart actually dished out something that I gotta say, I was a little sad this was a joke here, but they dished out this, Mike, the Famichiki Frappe. Frappe, of course, the icy beverage that is kind of like a slushy, I guess, is what we would call it here, and Famichiki flavor, Mike. Imagine just drinking actually, this does sound pretty gross, drinking a cold Famichiki. Yeah, maybe not the greatest thing. You do need it nice and hot to get that real flavor there. But this was the April Fool's joke coming out of Family Mart, the Famichiki Frappe.
Yeah, I gotta say, Matt, I didn't know that this was a an April Fool's joke at first. For the first couple days, until I actually saw it on the official Family Mart Twitter, because I was I was going over it in my head. I was just trying to figure out is this good? And I was within my head having this sort of conversation, this debate, and I was well, I trust Family Mart to do something right. So maybe maybe they take that sort of salty, savory crust and they add it with that sweetness. Maybe it turns into being something good. But in the end, Matt, this was an April Fool's joke. And, I was kind of surprised. I think this is the first year that I noticed that you have brands in Japan doing April Fool's jokes, Matt. Yeah. I don't know if this is a good development, because what the next step to this is. It's, Family Mart typing at Lawson, what up, bro? And then putting some meme of Jesus doing thumbs up, and it's just what the fuck is going on? So I don't know. I'm a little skeptical of that, but I have to say in general it was pretty fun, and I think they did a good job with this one, because if you didn't catch that note, we've seen some bizarre items, so you could be forgiven for thinking it's real.
That's right. The Conbini has dished out some whacked out stuff in the past, so easy to mistake this for a real product. Interesting that you point to that. I think that might be the one thing American Conbini do better than Japanese Conbini, which is shit posting on Twitter.
Yeah.
All right, so this inspired us, Mike, to think through what are some interesting products, kind of goofy products that could potentially get released by the Conbini. We each thought of a couple here, and let's see, Mike. I thought of one here. I'm just gonna pull it up. I made a little image. I was thinking Oden flavored Strong Zero, Mike. We all know Oden, that swampy mess full of random stuff. You can recognize the egg, the fish cake, the daikon, but once you go to those skewers, nobody really knows what's going on there. Cow skin, I think. Mix that up with some Strong Zero, Mike. I gotta tell you, late in the depths of winter, that snow's piling up. Maybe you're warming up the old tractor, getting ready for a 6-foot plow, and you gotta warm up extra quick. So what would be better than a little 9% Strong Zero with some Oden flavor, Oden swampy juice mixed in there? Perfect for the old World War II vet. 106 years old, hopping on that snow tractor. This is just the juice he needs to get the job done, I think.
Matt, this is really a great idea. I'm just trying to imagine the flavor. Okay, let's see. So, Oden, you have that age-old, pool of dashi flavored soup. Okay. So usually, Strong Zero is sweet, but maybe this is a savory version.
That's right.
It's cold.
Is it cold?
Is it cold? Yes, that's right. You throw this thing in you heat this
thing up. Hot. That's right. I'm saying you warm it up.
you warm it up, which is a thing in Japan. Atsukan, hot sake, or
Sure is.
heating up shochu, having hot, shochu cocktails in the winter. So not out of the question. But this would be interesting, wouldn't it? But drinkable. Although I do have to say, if this came out, I would believe it. I think that
You really?
I don't know if they said it was oden flavor. I don't know if they said it was just like dashi flavored or
Dashi
something.
flavored? Interesting. Yeah.
They might have, they might get me. I might be thinking, oh, they bamboozled me. This was April Fool's.
Well, what I didn't mention here, you got some you got some floaters. So as you're drinking, as you're guzzling your strong zero, you're getting a little, like bubble tea, except you're getting some yu suji floating in there. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Prime
yes.
that pump and just start plowing, baby. That's what you need. The Monster Energy drink of.
Oh,
Anyway, okay,
wow.
that was what I came up with, Mike.
Okay.
Flavored strong zero.
All right, so what I came up with for mine wasn't like a specific item. I was just thinking, and I don't know what got me thinking of this, but I just thought, what if for April Fools, Family Mart or Lawson or somebody came out and they said, we're releasing jumbo versions of like things. So, and when I say jumbo, I'm talking like gigantic versions. Like I'm talking a Famichiki, like the size of like a suitcase, like I'm talking pokey the size of
Ooh, I like it.
drumsticks, and then I was thinking, and this was actually inspired by you. I think it's a meme that you created a while back, but and then I was thinking about that American dog, a gigantic American dog.
Ooh, yeah.
And in terms of scale, Matt, what I was thinking is,
Okay.
so I had been playing Elden Ring. It's the only sort of non-work, family-related thing I've had contact with in a very long time. And so I was thinking, in Elden Ring, in the Souls series, you have the Great Sword, Matt. You have the Great Sword. You can see this is a gigantic sword. I mean, probably 10
That's
feet
big.
long,
Yeah, way
hung over
shoulder.
your shoulder. Yeah, and you know where this is going.
Huge.
So I was thinking, something like this. You got the... I'm talking about a Mongo, a gigantic American dog. You swing this thing around. It's like a huge broom, but it's got the weight and that dog inside there. It's probably, a 2-meter dog in there. So, I was thinking, why not just, I think for next April Fool's, bring out these gigantic items. And then I was thinking, bring them out for real. Guinness Book of World Records, you've seen the biggest pizza. You've seen the biggest burger. Well,
I have, yeah.
go for these level of items.
Yeah.
And, I think people would have fun. Like, if, I don't know about the American dog. That would be just, they'd have to have a huge tub of, oil to get that thing cooked up. But, a Famichiki that's, all right, Matt, sorry. I'm rambling on, but we've seen them release like the big Famichiki, and it was really pathetic. At least the size of like a book or something. Something bigger. I want something big.
I like this American dog idea. I think it makes sense because it's got the handle, so you can practically just kind of throw it over your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm kind of wondering, how do you handle the ketchup mustard situation? Because that little squirt packet ain't gonna. But I got this. I think what you do, you get a super soaker. You get a modified super soaker, and then you just blast that sumbitch with ketchup and mustard.
That's a great idea, because some of those super soakers would have 2 tanks,
I'm sure
and you
they
could
do.
shoot them at the same time.
Yes.
And if you do pump a super soaker enough, you can get up to the almost to that level of that ketchup and mustard packet.
I had a super soaker they actually recalled because it was hurting kids. I used to blast my brother with this thing. It would knock his ass over. Yes.
Yeah, No, no, I know. I had a similar one. I remember my brother would shoot me with it, and it would hurt. It would leave like welts on you. I mean,
Yes, that's what we need for this.
yeah, that's a great call. I think that would be the level of like firepower you'd need to properly get this thing dressed up. And then how to eat it, I'm not sure. You just go at it.
Just go at it. Yeah.
You start chewing through a foot of batter, until you get to that giant dog.
Oh yeah.
So that's.
I'm getting hungry. All right, so that's April Fools here. We got the Famichiki Frappe. We got Oden Strong Zero and jumbo items, especially that American dog. So, normally, Mike, we then head into the Chicky Wars, but there's no Chicky out this week. Very disappointing. Hopefully next week things heat back up. So what do you say we head into the old scoreboard?
Sounds good, Matt. Yeah, real shame on the Chicky Wars this week.
We've done
all these items.
Our 84th episode. This is probably the fourth time.
Yeah,
no Chicky.
Been very, very few. Very, very few. Sometimes, even if it's just a meat, a chicken nugget. We've had a week where it's just one chicken nugget, but we got something. So, all right, Matt. Yeah, we're going in the scoreboard this week. Hopefully these numbers get you a little bit more excited. All right, what are we looking at? Family Mart, 55 items. Lawson, 37. 7-Eleven, 149. Mini Stop, 24. Daily Yamazaki, 11. Seiko Mart, 6. And New Days, 25. What do you think?
Well, the 7-Eleven number jumps out, Mike. 149. That's batting high even for those guys. They rarely tickle the 150 mark, so very impressive early in the year here. Yeah,
no doubt. All right, Matt. Well, let's go right on to our winners and losers. We're going to start with your loser today. And, Matt, tell us what we are looking at right now.
Yeah, Mike. This is Niku Buta Ramen Chips. So that means by Frito-Lay, by the way. These are a garlic pork ramen. And Mike, if you want to zoom in on that bag, what they're after here is the Jiro style ramen. For those who are unfamiliar with this, it is a grotesque pile of thick cut pork chashu, piles of garlic, and then bean sprouts on top of that. Mike, I famously, not famously, maybe nobody knows.
Famous, famously for me, yeah.
I've been to a real Jiro ramen in Yokohama. There was a big line out the door in the middle of winter. Figure, hey, this place must be good. And one of the only times somebody has saved my life, I said, I'll have the large, and he said, no, you'll have the small. When I placed my order, and Mike, I was horrified at what came at me. But however bad I thought it was, my toilet bowl thought it was way, way worse. This thing's a killer, Mike.
Oh,
and I'm just upset with how this has it's popping up everywhere, including in Boston.
What?
Yes, there are several Jiro ramen shops, including not Jiro brand, but Jiro style ramen.
Yeah.
Now they're putting this in chip form. How many life forms does this menace need to take before we as a society agree that this is not good for anybody? And so I'm just upset that now we can get literal handfuls of Jiro-style ramen and cram it down our gullets. Not a fan of this, Mike. I don't like it.
Yeah, no, Matt, you swayed me. At first I looked and I thought, okay, and I looked, Frito-style chips, I guess, thick style. But thick. your description, swayed me, and I am 100%. I agree. This is a great loser and a bane on Japanese culture. I guess I understand why people like it. It's sort of like a watching a mukbang or something like that, but you're doing it yourself. It's like you're just.
Oh my God, yes. All of these shops are they're just live mukbangs. You're watching 8-9 people doing a mukbang with It's disgusting. The whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and like you said, I have actually been to a place. It was not a real gyro, but it was like a spin-off, and yeah, it was just way too much. I mean, like the level of garlic and just the size of it is just awful. And I agree, this is not something. Again, and to be honest, I don't know what this is supposed to taste like. If this is supposed to be like a gyro style ramen, that's just like garlic and like
Pork fat and garlic.
pork fat and garlic. Yeah, that's pretty much all that sort of stands out. So I wouldn't imagine this being good. I'm sure the chips themselves are not great, and I agree, Matt. I'm not happy to hear that because, in recent years I've become quite the sort of like thin broth. Like the as light as it can be sort of ramen.
As you age, yes, you become
Yeah.
your brain clears up. Oop, oop, oop. Hang on.
Oh
here.
boy.
Hold on.
Yeah,
You've
something's
been looking
cleared
at here.
up. That's about how I feel about this. Good choice, Matt. And people, don't be fooled. Unless you're young, like in your very early 20s,
Yes.
then go for it. And
If you're 30, keep moving.
no, you're gonna die. Yeah. All right. Here we go, Matt. Going on to my loser this week, Matt. Yeah. We're at we're at Family Mart. We're looking at the teriyaki hamburger, Matt. And what a shame,
What a sorry sight this is.
What a sad sight. I think it was maybe last year. I think it was actually Family Mart who made a big push one week for their burgers. They came out with a line of maybe like 5 or 6 burgers. We covered it extensively, just talking about how burgers have never been done right at the Conbini, and still not, Matt. As you can see, after that great push that they had with all those burgers, they're back to just this sad sight. And what that is, teriyaki, that's that sweet Japanese sauce. And then it's just a hamburger with, it looks like maybe some mayonnaise on top. Just some buns, a burger, some sweet sauce, some mayonnaise. But the problem, besides that, we know what this tastes like. It's probably like vacuum packed.
No.
This, I don't even know. This might even actually be sitting on the shelf. This might not even be refrigerated, which means you've just got that very like super, preserved beef in there. So I don't know, Matt. It's something that I was hoping that the Conbini was going to get right. Still haven't done it, and it still looks like they're very far away from being able to do it.
Yeah, Mike, I'm sure you look at the ingredients list here, and they just paste the periodic table on it because they just got every sort of chemical, and all elements are in this thing, including plutonium and uranium. I'm sure. Can we talk about this bun for a second? How
Sure.
big could this bun get any bigger?
Yeah.
I feel like
Right.
how puffy is this bun? They got this little sliver of Hamburg meat, and they got this towering bun. This thing looks like it was inflated with an air compressor. I mean,
Yeah.
there's just way too much bun here, which I'm sure they're doing to make it look like it's way bigger than it is.
Yep.
And then they got that teriyaki and mayonnaise. I don't pick. Why the mayonnaise?
Why the mayonnaise?
You got the
Why not some
teriyaki
cheese?
sauce. Why not some cheese?
on there.
Thank you.
There's some
Why not
cheese
some
on there,
cheese? Oh dear Lord!
Yeah, I don't know, man.
124 yen. Oh boy.
And 280 calories, which makes me think there's nothing here, because that's probably, as you were describing, this is a 6-to-1 meat to bun ratio, and 280 calories, which means we're looking at probably 250 of those from the bun itself, 10 of that of the
Straight
mayonnaise.
bun, mayonnaise. Yeah.
I don't know, Matt. A shame, but all right, enough of that. Let's go on to some real winners here, Matt. What are we looking at this week? What is your winner? Ooh,
Mine
God.
comes out of mini stop. We're looking at the Nama Ham onigiri. The Nama Ham, of course, being like a prosciutto or something.
Mm-hmm.
And this has a pepper, cheese, mayo sauce in there as well, Mike. I gotta say, I've been getting into cold cuts again because they're delicious, especially when you're a couple bong hits into the evening. And Trader Joe's, I gotta say, has an outstanding selection of cured Italian meat. And I came across this is like an onigiri wrapped in prosciutto, Mike. Yes, a little east meets west, and you get the saltiness from the nama ham, and I kind of like the mayo sauce in there because you get a little sandwich effect, lubes it up a little bit. A little hint of pepper on that. The only thing I'm wondering about is the cheese. I don't know how exactly that fits in, but
Sure.
this is like a Japanese take on a like a European ham cheese sandwich. I like it. This I could get into. I'm a big fan of the cured meat. This one wrapping around a ball of rice.
Yeah, man. As you were describing it, just made me think. Yeah, prosciutto, that like super thin cut, cured pork is yeah. What a great combination with the onigiri, because you can just wrap it. It's not so oily that you can hold it and eat it. That sounds great. And this actually got me thinking back to like what's the problem with the hamburgers, the burgers at the Conbini? What's the problem with just sandwiches in general? Notwithstanding the classic tamago sand, and they have some good sands in there. But when it comes to like submarine style, or like cold cut style sandwiches, it just never turns out right. And I think the thing is, what they just need to do is turn that sort of focus and put that into the onigiri. Don't try to, try to handle the bread. Stick to the rice, and you might come up with some great things. I agree, Matt. Great choice. This is something that I actually probably, when we were looking through the items, I actually like completely just glossed right over. But I'm glad you picked this up, because this really does sound like a winner here.
It sure does.
All right, Matt. Well, going on to my winner this week. Nothing too exciting, but a little bit exciting, I would say. We're at Seiko Mart, Matt.
Oh, I thought you might scroll down.
No, I'm staying right up here. Rare for me to veer from my normal, 3 or 4 types of choices. Matt, we're looking at the 100%.
Wow, bold claim.
100% apple juice Ringo soda, Matt.
Bold claim.
Yeah, well, I believe it because this is coming out of Seiko Mart from the land of Hokkaido and the land of fruit. So what is this, Matt? We know that Seiko Mart is great when it comes to sort of like free range or things like milk and fruits and stuff like that being up in Hokkaido. And so what? So it's a apple soda. Nothing special there. But yeah, like you were saying and casting doubt on, this is a 100% apple juice soda. So, I like soda, and I like apples. I like apple juice, and I like apple soda. And I can just imagine that this just tastes great. Like to have like a truly like full fruit soda, with a little carbonation there for some apple juice. That just sounds great. Yeah, for me, this is kind of a rare pick for me, but this really hit me and just looks so refreshing. So this was my winner for the week.
If it's true, Mike, I'm with you. This looks outstanding, very refreshing. Love the can there, with the apple dripping into a large glass of soda apple juice. I just 100% apple juice. I don't know if I can believe the claim. That's my only. I'm a little skeptical, but if it is true, I'm sure this is absolutely outstanding. Essentially, just taking apple juice and shoving it into a soda stream or something like that. Yeah, sounds absolutely delicious. I did think you were going to keep scrolling down to see the pizza pasta.
Oh, yes. That is interesting, isn't it?
horrifying. Yeah.
The pizza pasta, I like it. I like the pizza style pasta, right?
Pizza
There's
style
nothing.
pasta.
There's nothing like a pizza like a pasta, So, all right, Matt. Well, that wraps up the scoreboard this week. And this week we got a little special treat, Matt. Normally we would go into the Gemba, but recently we've been lucky to have Matt introducing his segment, Matt's Munchies, where he reviews interesting things and exciting items coming out in the States. So, Matt, what do you got this week with Matt's Munchies?
Yeah, this is a little bit different, Mike. As you know, I've become dabbling in the marijuana and different take on the munchies here.
Okay.
So just going to walk you through. Last night, did a nice session, had a clarity gummy, which, by the way, anybody who says they're highly productive while high, they're making this up. This is not a real thing. I took a clarity gummy because somebody said it would help me focus and get things done. Well, it did not.
Okay.
And then later in the day, I topped it off with a little OG Kush just to power me through the evening. But that's a hybrid, ladies and gentlemen. And what I had, Mike, well, on my clarity gummy, I made I made this, Mike. I made a butterscotch pudding.
Oh, my God.
With a ginger molasses cookie crumble and a mascarpone whipped cream. Mike, this was absolutely outstanding. I gotta say, I nailed the caramel. Surprised. Wow. I think actually the gummy helped me because normally I have so much anxiety making caramel. I never wait long enough for it to darken.
Right.
But here, flying high, I was, just smooth sailing. Made it perfectly. And you know why they call it butterscotch pudding, Mike?
What's that?
Because the last thing I did, I took the pudding, put it in a blender, and then mixed in a stick and a half of butter into the pudding.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, this is a rich sumbitch right here. And then I made some molasses ginger cookies. These were outstanding. Very good on their own, but especially good with the pudding. Has a nice crunchy texture to pair with the soft pudding. And then you have a thick, mildly sweet mascarpone cream that tops off the... it makes it, gives you something a little, not so much sweet, almost savory to mix into the very sweet cookie pudding. You get a full scoop of that thing, Mike, I gotta say, with some OG Kush, clarity. It feels like you're eating, like I said, with your whole body. Now, I also happen to eat a whole bunch of salami and prosciutto, half a jar of dill pickles. And I was trying to read a book called Putin's People. And I gotta say, Mike, it took me about an hour and a half to read 11 pages as I read how Vladimir Putin came to power and built a kleptocracy that we're now sanctioning up the wazoo today. But yeah, that was my last night, Mike. So I think I'm gonna dial it back today. Probably just go, maybe a cup of tea this evening.
Okay. Well, Matt, I like this. I like these pairings that you're doing. I know that recently you've been sort of the psychonaut. You've been going deep. You're trying a bunch of those different flavors and types of the marijuana. So I'm excited to hear how this might be a thing. Pairings. I don't know if that's a thing that exists yet. It might well exist, but yeah, pairings. Matt's pairings.
Think you pair a nice Chablis with the Chilean sea bass. In my case, you're pairing the Intergalactica with the 4 cheese pizza. That kind of thing.
Well, I gotta say that butterscotch pudding parfait actually sounded damn good. Did it look as good as that picture?
No. I wish I had taken a photo.
Wow.
No, it came out excellently. And if anybody's into baking, get Pastry Love by Joanne Chang. She heads up a place called Flour Bakery here in Boston. There are 8 of them. And she published, it's almost like a baking Bible. It's a very robust very thorough book on baking, and it's all the stuff that she sells at her stores. So recipes are great, and the pudding is everything I've made out of there is absolutely outstanding. So check out the book if you like baking or want to get into baking. It's fantastic.
All right, man. Well, yeah, awesome. Well, yeah, hope to hear your next pairing maybe next week. All right, Matt.
Yeah,
Well, that wraps us up for this week. So just want to give a shout out to everyone who has bought us a Chicky: Carrie St. Michelle, MH Bongo, Professor H, Matt D, Antonio Wade, Crew of Japan, Devin Pine, Bobby Judo, Anonymous. Thank you all so much. And thank you all so much, as always. We really appreciate it. And if you want to donate Chicky to us, go to buymeacoffee.com/Conbini Boys, and we would really appreciate it. To everybody listening on the podcast apps, Apple Podcast, Spotify, whatever it might be, please leave us a rating and share it. It helps people to find the show. If you're watching on YouTube, hey everybody, good to see you. We love to have you. Leave a like and subscribe. And if you're following us on Twitter, hey everybody. And if you're not, please do. Yeah, Matt, I think that wraps it up for the week. And I guess, as always, I'll see you at the Conbini.
See you at the Conbini, Mike.